Welcome to Saving Castles, the podcast for castle and chateau enthusiasts. Join us as we explore the fascinating history, stories, and culture of these awe-inspiring structures, from the legends and folklore to the latest in restoration. We'll cover it all, so whether you're a seasoned castle aficionado or just discovering the magic of these magnificent buildings, this is the podcast for you. So grab your headphones and let's dive in.
Perched dramatically on a cliff overlooking the town of Ludlow in Shropshire, England, the ruins of Ludlow Castle stand as a spectral testament to the region's turbulent past. Established by Walter de Lacy after the Norman conquest in 1066, the castle's primary purpose was to fortify the border between England and Wales. Over the centuries, it evolved into a strategic stronghold, royal palace, and finally, a haunting relic of bygone eras. But it is not the stone towers or crumbling fortifications alone that captivate the imagination. The castle, in its silent grandeur, is believed to be the eternal home of a ghostly entity known as the White Lady. As legend would have it, the White Lady is the spectral embodiment of Marion de la Bruyere, a young maiden who met a tragic end within these very walls in the medieval period. Marion's story is an intrinsic part of Ludlow Castle's allure, and has become a magnet for those drawn to places where history and the supernatural intertwine. The fascination with ghostly tales is as old as human culture itself. They feed our innate curiosity about what lies beyond the veil of death and offer tantalizing glimpses into our collective past. Ludlow Castle, with its commanding presence and chilling folklore, proves that places like these are not merely relics but vibrant portals to a time long past. Ludlow Castle, despite its dilapidated state, remains an architectural marvel. Originally built as a simple motte, and Bailey Castle, it underwent significant expansions over the centuries, reflecting the changing architectural trends of the Middle Ages. The original Norman keep, still quite discernible, is a marvel of military engineering. As time passed, more structures were added, including the grand Mortimer's Tower, the Great Hall, and the exquisite Elizabethan range. The castle's physical layout is distinctive, with its outer bailey, inner bailey, and strong defensive walls. This design provided the inhabitants with strategic advantages during times of siege. This underlined the castle's primary role as a fortification. Yet, the architectural grandeur of Ludlow Castle cannot be reduced to its military utility alone. The fine workmanship exhibited in the solar block or the ornate details within the castle's private apartments reveal a place that was as much a palatial residence as a fort. This balance between military functionality and residential comfort hints at the diverse roles Ludlow Castle has played throughout its existence. It also adds another layer of complexity to the legend of the White Lady. Could the spectral sightings be linked to the castle's unique architectural features, such as its shadowy corners or echoey halls? The castle's history is intrinsically intertwined with the story of its erstwhile lords, the Mortimers, a powerful family of Norman origin. The Mortimers rose to prominence through a calculated mix of strategic alliances, martial prowess, and sometimes sheer audacity. Their influence spanned several centuries, moulding the history of England and Wales in more ways than one. Ludlow Castle became the principal seat of the Mortimers in the 14th century. It was during their tenure that the castle saw its most extensive development and flourished as a centre of political power. Roger Mortimer, 1st Earl of March, is perhaps the most famous member of this lineage. His political machinations saw him becoming the de facto ruler of England for 3 years. However, his overambition led to his downfall, and he was executed for treason in 1330. Marion de la Bruyere, the fabled White Lady, is said to have been a ward of the Mortimers. The period of her alleged existence coincides with the Mortimers' reign over Ludlow. While historical evidence is scant, the entwining of her tragic tale with the Mortimers adds an aura of melancholic romance to their already dramatic tenure. It serves as a poignant reminder of the human lives that once animated these ancient stones. The story of Ludlow Castle, its architectural splendour and its once powerful lords, forms a rich tapestry of history and folklore. Each thread pulls us deeper into the past, teasing out the enigmatic figure of Marion de la Bruyere. As we delve further into her tragic tale, remember, history, like a castle's shadowy corners, often holds more than meets the eye. Peering into the heart of Ludlow Castle's legend, we encounter the tragic figure of Marion de la Bruyere, the supposed White Lady. As the story goes, Marion was a young ward of the Mortimer family who resided within the castle walls during the medieval period. Her life would become a tragic tale of love and betrayal. The core of Marion's story is a classic love triangle. She was said to have been courted by both a Norman lord and an English knight. Smitten by the knight's charm and honour, Marion reciprocated his feelings, much to the ire of the Norman lord. One day, the lord, in a fit of jealous rage, challenged the knight to a duel within the castle grounds. Marion, fearing for her lover's life, witnessed the combat from the castle's tower. The duel ended in tragedy when the lord deceitfully killed the knight, leaving Marion devastated. Unable to bear the loss, she leapt from the castle's tower, her life ending on the cold stones below. The tower from which she supposedly jumped is now known as Marion's Tower, a poignant monument to her tragic tale. The story of Marion de la Bruyere, while heart-rending, is also a mirror to the societal norms and expectations of her time. In the medieval period, noble women were often caught in the machinations of power and honour, their personal desires and emotions often disregarded. Marion's tragic tale, while unique in its details, is part of a broader tradition of ghost stories that permeate the human cultural fabric. These narratives offer a curious mix of fear, fascination, and a yearning to connect with the past. Ludlow's White Lady, like other castle ghosts, serves as a conduit to a time long past, a spectral link between the present and the annals of history. Such tales are not just mere entertainment or fodder for ghost hunts. They contribute to our cultural memory, encapsulating societal attitudes, beliefs, and historical events within their narratives. For example, the ghost of Anne Boleyn, another infamous spectral lady of English heritage, conveys the tale of a woman caught in the ruthless power dynamics of Tudor England, her fate sealed by her ambitions and those of her husband, King Henry VIII. The legend of the White Lady reflects themes of love, betrayal, and tragedy, universal motifs that transcend temporal boundaries. These stories often underscore the human dramas that unfolded within the castle walls, bringing an added depth to our understanding of the past. They serve as reminders that history is not merely a succession of political events and architectural developments, but also a drama of human lives and emotions. Yet, not everyone is convinced about the existence of the White Lady. Skeptics argue that the tale of Marion de la Bruyere could be a product of imaginative storytelling, a romantic fiction created to spice up the castle's history. They point to the lack of historical records about Marion and the stereotypical elements of her story: a love triangle, a duel, a heartbroken maiden, as indications of its dubious authenticity. Moreover, skeptics propose that the sightings of the White Lady could be the result of natural phenomena or psychological suggestion. The eerie ambience of the ancient castle, the play of shadows and light, and the expectation of encountering something supernatural can often lead to misinterpretations. Historical inaccuracies or inconsistencies within the White Lady's tale have also been highlighted. For instance, some argue that the concept of duelling, as depicted in Marion's story, was not prevalent during the period she is believed to have lived. Yet, despite the sceptical views, the legend of Marion de la Bruyere and her spectral apparition persists, a testament to the power of folklore and the human penchant for stories that tantalize our imagination and probe the mysteries of the past. Beyond the realm of historical analysis and skepticism, the power of personal experiences in reinforcing the tale of the White Lady cannot be overlooked. Over the years, many visitors have claimed to have witnessed the ghost of Marion, a spectral figure draped in white haunting the ruins of Ludlow Castle. These sightings are often marked by an eerie serenity. The White Lady is commonly seen near Marion's tower or wandering the castle grounds during twilight, as if forever bound to the place of her tragic end. Witnesses often report a melancholic aura accompanying her apparition, reinforcing the narrative of her tragic love story. These experiences have a potent impact. They blur the line between the objective reality and the subjective realm of feelings and emotions, providing a personal connection to the castle's history and its spectral inhabitant. Comparing these experiences to sightings at other haunted castles lends further credence to the legend of the White Lady. For instance, sightings of the famed Grey Lady of Hampton Court or the Green Lady of Craith's Castle bear striking similarities, reinforcing the universality of such ghostly experiences. The legend of the White Lady has not been confined to oral traditions or local lore. It has permeated popular culture, finding expression in literature and media, thus amplifying its reach and influence. Ludlow Castle and its ghostly resident have featured in several books, both fiction and non-fiction. In fact, the castle's spectral lore was given a literary treatment in the novel The Ludlow Lady Society, where the author skillfully weaves the legend into a contemporary narrative. Such artistic incorporations reflect the enduring appeal of Marion's tale and its capacity to inspire and captivate the imagination. Moreover, the castle has been featured in television series and documentaries focusing on haunted heritage sites. These media portrayals have played a significant role in shaping public perception of Ludlow Castle and its resident ghost, adding a layer of intrigue and mystery to its historical appeal. The tale of Marion de la Bruyere and her ghostly afterlife plays a significant role in the local lore of Ludlow. It's a story shared at local gatherings, cited during town festivals and proudly narrated to visitors, reinforcing a sense of communal identity and heritage. The legend of the White Lady has also had a tangible impact on the local economy by boosting tourism. Visitors, drawn by the mix of history and the supernatural, flock to the castle, hoping to catch a glimpse of Marion's ghost or simply to soak in the ambience of a place so rich in folklore. Special ghost tours and Halloween events themed around the White Lady are a popular attraction, further underscoring the commercial and cultural significance of her tale. Such legends, while often met with skepticism, are invaluable. They generate interest, preserve heritage, and sustain local economies. In a way, Marion, in her spectral form, continues to play a guardian role, not of the castle walls, but of Ludlow's cultural heritage and historical allure. The narrative surrounding Ludlow Castle is indeed a vibrant tapestry of history, architecture, folklore, and popular culture. As we unravel this tapestry, we find it more enchanting and complex, each thread offering a new perspective, a new tale. As we continue to explore, remember at the heart of this enchanting narrative remains the figure of a spectral lady, her fate forever intertwined with the castle she calls home. The tale of Ludlow's White Lady is far from unique in the context of English castle lore. Ghostly white ladies are a recurrent motif across several historic castles, suggesting a shared narrative thread that stretches across regions and centuries. Each White Lady has her tale of love, loss, and spectral haunting, contributing to the shared heritage of ghostly lore that is intrinsically tied to England's historic castles. For instance, the Tower of London, one of England's most notorious fortresses, is said to be haunted by the White Lady of the White Tower. As the tale goes, this spectral lady often fills the cold castle air with a haunting fragrance of roses. At Pickling Hall in Norfolk, the ghost of Anne Boleyn, dressed in white, is said to return every year on the anniversary of her execution. Similar tales echo around the ruins of Samsbury Hall in Lancashire and the historic Hever Castle in Kent. These narratives, despite their local differences, share key thematic similarities with the legend of Marion de la Bruyere. The collective image that emerges is that of a spectral guardian, forever bound to the castle, eternally reenacting the tragic events that ended their earthly existence. As we journey deeper into the ghostly lore of Ludlow Castle and its counterparts, a key question emerges. Where does historical reality end and folkloric myth begin? Given the lack of historical records, it's challenging to delineate fact from fiction in Marion's tale. Was there a real Marion de la Bruyere? Or is her tale a product of imaginative storytelling? Historians often grapple with such questions, acknowledging the value of folklore while striving to separate historical facts from embellishments. They seek verifiable evidence, personal accounts, family records, and historical documents. Yet such evidence is often elusive when dealing with the distant past. In the absence of solid proof, the authenticity of Marion's tale becomes a matter of personal belief. Some may choose to see her as a historical figure, a tragic maiden eternally bound to Ludlow Castle. Others may view her as a symbolic construct, a spectral embodiment of the castle's historical allure and the human dramas that unfolded within its walls. As we conclude our journey through Ludlow Castle's fascinating history and lore, the figure of Marion de la Bruyere, the White Lady, remains as captivating as ever. Her tale, a blend of history and mythology, love and betrayal, life and death, echoes through the castle's ancient halls, imbuing them with an irresistible aura of mystery and romance. Whether we choose to believe in Marion's spectral existence or view her as a folkloric emblem, her story undeniably contributes to Ludlow Castle's charm. It reminds us that these ancient fortifications are more than just stone and mortar. They are repositories of collective memory and culture, of human dreams and dramas, of tales whispered through centuries. In the final analysis, the story of Ludlow Castle and its White Lady is a testament to the enduring human fascination with the past. It demonstrates our collective yearning to connect with our ancestors, to unravel the mysteries of history, and to find traces of humanity within the stark stone walls of time-worn castles. Whether or not we ever truly unravel the legend of the White Lady, her tale will continue to enchant visitors of Ludlow Castle. As long as her story is told, Marion de la Bruyere will continue to roam the castle grounds, a spectral guardian forever tied to her ancient home, the fabled White Castle. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Saving Castles podcast. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll continue to explore the fascinating world of castles and chateaux. Don't miss out and subscribe to our podcast to get notified when new episodes are released. For more information about us and our work, visit savingcastles.com. Thank you for listening.